William Hill sponsors Joshua vs Parker live on Sky Sports Box Office.
For the first time in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man.
James Helder, IFL TV, MTK Global. With me, I've got Joshua Buatsi after his impressive victory here on the undercard of Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker. I mean, tough opponent using with today. A lot of these guys, we know they're durable, they're tough. Did you expect him to be as compact and as able to take a shot as he was?
I found out when I was in there, do you know what I mean? From the outside, I was like, yeah, he's tough, but I should get rid of him. I wasn't able to. He's only been stopped twice, so fair play, man. I respect him, and I'm looking for him now, but I haven't seen him because you know he took me the whole distance. So fair play to him. It was tough.
Some of these guys, it's not just about being here and fighting. He knows if he gets stopped, he won't be able to fight again for 28 days.
Exactly, man.
And, he's living on the edge. This is his life, so exactly. They're going to go that little bit extra to stay in there.
I have to rate him. A couple of times I thought, you know, where's the referee? You need to stop this, but he almost came back. He almost swung back. So again, like I said, credit where credit's due, man. He was a tough guy, and you know, I'm glad he's safe as well. I'm safe. I'm glad he's safe too.
Respect for that. Credit where credit's due for yourself. I mean, very composed performance. You didn't seem to waste many shots.
No.
From where I was sitting, you didn't seem to be loading up too much. You boxed very nice. What do you take away from today?
So you know what it is, James. I knew he was durable, so I was like, don't go out there and try and blast him out within the first 2. Or you're going to find yourself tired in round 4, 5 and 6. So I was like, take your time. If you see a shot, hit him. If you don't, just keep it moving. And that's what it was. I was like, alright, I've got to concentrate for 6 rounds. That's what I was scheduled for, and I was prepared to go the distance. So I've gained extra rounds, and I was able to do things that I've been doing in sparring and in the gym. Just trying like little minor stuff. People won't see it, but I know what I'm doing in there. So in the long run, it's going to help me.
Now, you are starting out quite young on your fledgling career. I know you've had over 70 amateur fights, and in comparison to some of the other amateur lads, that's not the most amount of fights.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
Do you feel that you need to earn your stripes in the paid ranks before we see you looking at area titles, English title and so forth?
I feel I need a lot more learning fights than maybe the others, but ultimately everyone's got a different path, and some are moving quicker than myself, some are not. But do you know what it is? I can't look at other people. I have to stay in my lane and watch what I'm doing. And most importantly, I can't compare myself to anyone else because it's my journey and they've got their journey. If someone gets a title before me, happy days, congratulations to them. But I know I'll get a title too, so I have to watch what I'm doing, making sure that I'm learning. Don't jump into a fight and take a fight too early just because someone else is doing it. Different styles, different weights. Do you know what I mean? Everything's different.
We like watching you box, we like listening to you. You're very composed, you're very level-headed, and as I said, you're very educated from that university background. We treat you a little bit with kid gloves at this stage because you're just starting out in your career. We're not trying to get you to call out names, talk about names, but
throw me in the deep end. Let's
are
have
you
it,
getting
man.
excited to the fact that we are going to get near that sort of that stage?
Yeah. Look, make it happen, man. You're an interview, you know what I mean? You're trying to get what you need to get, so let's jump the questions.
The obvious question is the Anthony Yarde fight, potentially.
Yeah.
How far away are we from that happening, in your opinion?
I can say that because it's the first time I've been a pro and I'm 5 fights in. I haven't got the experience to be like, okay, yeah, this looks to be happening in 18 months, 16 months. Stuff like that I can't really quote, James, but it's a fight that I think if my trainers are like, Buatsi, this is the next level for you, this is the fight for you to have right now, it's going to help you, you're going to learn a lot from it, and I'm like, boom, let's go. I don't pick who I fight, they choose accordingly who's going to teach me something, and then if it's a fight, if his name comes up and they're like, boom, this is going to teach you a lesson, off you go take the fight, I'll be like, boom, let's do it. If they're like, it's your next fight, I'll be like, okay. If they're like, it's your 10th fight, your 11th fight, all the best, Dave, yeah?
Good luck, big truck.
I'll take it, do you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of, cool man, it's just a matter of when my team, my managers, my trainers feel, boom, this is the right move for you to do. So, like I said, I haven't got the experience to be like, yeah, 8 months down the line, I'll be ready or this and that. I just know I need to keep improving to get to the top.
Are you confident if it was 8 months down the line and that fight was made that you could do a job on Anthony Yarde at this point in time?
The thing is, you can't have doubts about who you can and can't beat. I know that if there's a body across the ring, and I'm looking there, and whoever is there, and they say seconds out, round 1, boom, the job will be done. I have to get to them. It's not about who it is and this and that. Nah, if we're in that same square and you're standing diagonally across me, the job has to be done. So it is what it is, man.
We saw Callum Johnson go against the odds to claim the British title against Frank Buglioni.
Against the odds.
Against the odds. These guys are a long way ahead of you in terms of the pecking order, in terms of titles, British titles, but no doubt you've got one eye on watching what's going on with these individuals.
I'm watching them. I've got a notepad. I'm watching. I'm taking notes. I'm seeing what they're doing at that level, how they're handling things, and I'm always learning, man. So when I get there, and you know it's time to do what you got to do, I know that I'm gonna get it done, because the thing is, the fights I'm having, I think they're good learning fights for me. I'm not having guys that I can hit once and they go down. Like again, the guy fought today, I was like, bro, I'm hitting you with everything, you gotta go down, but he wasn't having it. So stuff like that, I can learn from. So when I get to the higher levels and the fights are competitive, I can be like, cool, I've been in 50-50 fights, I've been in hard fights before. I know how to get through it, keep cool, and do the rounds. So I think I'm always learning, man.
Are you aware that you're potentially being billed as the future of AJ boxing, and how does that sit with you as a person?
I'm aware that there's a lot of things happening, James, but ultimately it's always me that steps in the ring and makes things happen. So I can't get caught up with it. Boxing is real, man. If you're not ready and you step in there and you fight whoever's across you, you're gonna get found out. So for me, people are like, Josh Buatsi, you're this, you're that. I'm like, cool, thank you. But I know there's a lot of learning to do, and I'm not at the level that I want to be at yet. So you can't let it get to your head, because ultimately, again, you step in, and when the seconds man says seconds out, everyone steps down, James. People cross their legs, hold the popcorn, and if you're not ready, you're going to get smashed, man. So I want to make sure I'm ready, man.
Now, mentor Anthony Joshua, I hope you don't mind me calling him a mentor, because I know that's what he kind of is to you.
100%.
He's in action unification class, Joseph Parker. I know you're going to back him out. In what method and what style do you see the victory coming for Joshua?
What I'll say is, C. Parker is a champion for a reason, so I think like it's no matter of taking him lightly. Do you know what I mean? And his genes, you know those people. See you later, yeah. Thank you, cool, man.
Well done, mate.
Nice one, cool, man. So.
Well done, mate. That's right. You too, man.
We've got Prolog, man, world champion, ex-world champion. Like, I have respect for these guys.
He's a great role model as well.
100%.
Good luck. See you soon, my friend.
See, people like Prolog, like, they've been a world champion before. They've achieved something that I haven't achieved before. So I always have respect for these guys. But what was I talking about?
The method, the victory, Joshua, the pain.
Okay, so Parker's never been stopped or given a standing count.
Never been on the floor.
That you have to take into consideration. Also, I've been watching him this week. He's embracing the crowd, the boos, whatever, how hostile it is. He's embracing it all, and that makes him a dangerous fighter. But ultimately, Josh has got everything in his favour, man. And when it comes to gun, fire, whatever you want to call it, fire with fire, whatever, I think he's got more arsenal, man. He's got more ammo, more everything to come out on top. So I'm just gonna get a drink, kick back, watch the main event, man. It's all about Big Josh tonight.
Joshua Buatsi, thank you very much for making yourself available for iFall TV. I'm really sorry that I kept missing you this week. We had loads of stuff planned.
We still made it happen though, right?
Oh, we made it happen, don't be wrong, we made it happen.
Love for that, man.
And I appreciate you, as I said, making yourself available.
Man.
Thank you, champ.
Nice one.
First time in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man.
William Hill sponsors Joshua vs Parker live on Sky Sports Box Office.